the lives of our elder citizens. You see some crafts taking place in that center. Lady I went to church with all my life, sitting here having a good time, talking to her friend, enjoying being out of the house in a neighborhood activity that is convenient for her to go to every day. And I say every day because that's what it is. The farmer's market. We're bringing the farmer's market back like a farmer's market you've never seen in your lifetime. But it's already functioning now on Tuesdays and Fridays down in the park, but it's temporary. What we will bring back will not only include fruits and vegetables and plants and crafts, it'll also include seafood. Seafood. Why not for a seafood community? We're going to have a Cracker Jack facility with a new arena that we'll build down in Jones Park. The splash pads are a thing of wonder. For those of you who might have gone past Westside Park anytime this summer and seen hundreds of children playing out in that splash pad, you'll know the value of that. We don't have to worry about lifeguards and them drowning, but they get the water experience. We hope to have one of those in every ward in the city so that our children can run and play and have a good time in a water event. This is an activity of summer enrollment of children who are in our camp program. We had over 1,000 youngsters participating this past summer. We charge a little fee for that, and we raise it to $45 for the coming year. But for that, they get field trips and they get activity all during the summertime. It's a double-barrel program. We hire college students to run that so that they have revenue during the summertime while they're home. And it works in our various parks and community centers. After school, right now, we have over 60 children that are in a tutorial program after school is over. Instead of going out of school and not having anything to do, the first thing we do is we give them a snack. So they get a little snack after school, and then they go to a tutorial program with volunteers who might be you in the future, who gives an hour a week of your time to help those children get ready for the next day of school and give them a little mentoring. 60 already in the program. We hope to expand that to 600. Just a recap of what's happening at the sportsplex. 43,000 have participated in tournaments last year. 34,000 in soccer, 14,000 in softball, 24,000 in different contract events, 1,600 for camps and clinics, 3,200 for special events, 2,500 for Easter egg hunt. Y'all own that park. It's a profit center for Gulfport, just in its infant stages, but it's going to be one of the biggest draws we have on the coast. Grass lawn will be open in a few weeks. Your home on the beach. It was the former home of our mayor, Joseph W. Miller. And you see it. That's not an artist rendition. That is a photograph we took a couple of nights ago. In addition, we'll be opening the courthouse on Courthouse Road in a couple of weeks. It's almost finished as well. And a credit to the work that Brent Moore and his administration and the supervisors that you see in this room did to prepare our city to get back after the storm. Great, great work. I don't know where I am. You just tell me and I'll talk. Okay. Not all happening in downtown. Here's Vito Road, the two-lane road that's so dangerous east and west north of the interstate. This is what it will look like once we put it under contract. We're having public hearings now as we speak on this. These are photographs taken during the public hearings where we're going out into the community to ask the citizens, what are your needs? What do you want? How can we do it better? You see the activity that's been taking place with that public input. And we still haven't had the, quote, official public hearing meeting. This is just going to the neighborhood saying, we've got plans that look like this. What do you think? We hope to do this in several of our major corridors throughout the town so that visitors who come here, as well as you and me driving around every day, can feel proud of our town, of the way it looks. I think this is another web page that you can go on Gulfport Works. And by going on it, again, it's open to people all over the world on why you should come here. Suppose you're going to be stationed at the CB base, one of the 5,000 we have here. You can go on that webpage, family can go on there and see what it's like to move here. So instead of staying where they live, they come with the CB and make this part of their home. So there's our webpage. We're just starting to go to the next stage after the cleanup from the storm. Just starting. I know you'll want to be a part of that. But this is not something that George gets elected mayor to do, or that Chris Reaman, the city engineer, does. This is your town. This is your city. And we want you to become part of Gulfport's Peace Corps, to participate with the elderly or with the very young, to help us make our town better, to make this a more exciting place to live, to be ready to embrace the expansion that the port is going to give us, but to do it in such a way that we don't lose that special touch that makes us unique as a city. It's yours. Sign up with us and enjoy it. Thank you.
I feel like we need to run out of here doing a cheer. Chamber gave out $9,000. The mayor gave us in 10 or 12 or 15 minutes just extraordinary stuff about what's going on in the city of Gulfport. Thank you for that. I tell you, every time I come to these things, whether it's breakfast with the mayor or a fall meeting or we have our spring meeting after the first of the year, I mean, you can't help but be excited about what's going on here. And what it hopefully creates is a room full of evangelists. Good Baptist, and we like to talk about that. So you go out, is that right? You go out and evangelize people out of the city of Gulfport. I won't do what Rick Williams suggested, which was to have sort of an altar call at the end of this thing. But you may, Mayor, please.
The environmental court begins November 1st. Let's tell you what that is. That's a separate court under Mississippi law that's going to deal with making the way we live in this town pleasant to everybody. And that's where I really need you. I really do. We want to get our town environmentally sound on every single street. That means cleaning up yards. That means getting rid of junked automobiles and refrigerators on front porches and tires out in the yard and that sort of thing. It also means having the right kind of signage. It means repairing all the things that we need to repair. And it will be a separate court that puts an end to litter, puts an end to it. Our policemen are so busy dealing with crime and crime's way down that it's difficult for them to have to go to court to spend 3 hours waiting for criminal cases to get to a litter case. That won't happen in the environmental court. That'll be a night court that takes place separate from the regular criminal activity so that you as a citizen can be a part of making this town better. All kinds of things for the environmental court, which includes inspections of rental property. Inspections of rental property. One of the things that we've already kicked off is neighborhood by neighborhood. We're going into some areas where we have centers of influence, like the community centers and the churches and the existing schools. And we're taking that area one block at a time and trying to improve the living conditions of everybody within that block. Habitat's helping us with this. Renaissance is helping with this. Haley Barber announced to us last Monday, no more tax credits to be gained. Instead, let's renovate the houses that we have, because we have an abundance right now in real estate. Over 4,000 houses for sale in Harrison County. 4,000 in an undisclosed number of apartments for rent. Let's get those rented properly. Let's deal with the houses that we presently have. And as we get one little block where it's in good shape, we go out another block and make it bigger and bigger and bigger until city limits to city limits. We clean up our town in the way we live, neighborhood by neighborhood. What does that do to crime? It helps stamp it out. What does that do to community ownership of their blocks? It gives it back to the people that live there. The environmental court has been authorized by the city council, as has a tree ordinance for the first time for residential property, which I didn't know we didn't have. Neither did the council until we saw some desecration of some trees. But we now have that for residential property, and we'll add to it. Can you see why we need volunteers? For the community concept to work, we have to have you. I failed to mention that. Thank you for letting me come back and say that.
That's all great stuff.